Hi, it's John McGivern. Welcome to Footlights.com. Thanks for clicking on. I am so thrilled today because I'm talking to not only a wonderful actress, director in Milwaukee, but one of my oldest, dearest friends in town. Mary McDonald Kerr, I met back in 1983, I believe, in Virginia, Harrisonburg, Virginia. She was a student. I was an actor at her college. They hired me to come do a season at their summer theater. And then we were the stars of a show. Weren't we, Mary?
A musical, for crying out loud.
A musical called Shop Talk. This is Mary McDonald Kerr. Hey, Mary.
Hi, how are you?
It's kind of weird to be like sitting in front of camera going, hello, Mary.
How are you?
She's a great actor. You're a great actress.
Thank you very much.
I've loved you forever.
Forever.
Thanks for coming in and talking to us today. We're going to talk a little bit about your history in Milwaukee.
Okay.
Talk about a little bit about your history at Next Act because they're celebrating their 20th anniversary.
Yes.
And then I want to talk to you about directing.
Oh, no.
Because I don't know if you saw the article in Milwaukee Magazine. Great article
Thank
about
you.
It's like, she's
Who am I?
You know? I want to take a moment.
No.
Because I need to take a moment because this is what they said about you in Milwaukee Magazine, which I just love. This is Mary McDonald Kerr. Her approach to directing mirrors her acting, which is notable for its subtle detail and quiet emotional truth. Even with the classical scaled emotions of Purgatorio, McDonald Kerr prefers to think small. Some directors have a big vision about what they want to accomplish, she explains. I tend to look at small moments that offer a sense of humanity the audience can relate to. It speaks to what you do as an actor as well.
Thank you. I
It
mean,
does.
it's what I do. I get bogged down if I try to think of big
Do you?
visions. Yeah, I do. I get lost.
Scary?
And, scary. And that's the way I approach acting is moment by moment by moment, connecting every dot from the beginning to the end. And it actually can be frustrating in rehearsal because I can come up against a moment that I haven't discovered and I find it impossible to go forward. And directors will go, just bomb through that, let's get to the end. And so that can be a stumbling block.
I've been
With me.
witness to that. Mary and I were in Sheer Madness for 4 times?
4 times.
4 times.
4 times.
We did that this summer. In fact, that was part of my summer. And there were moments in rehearsal the first time around
Right.
where people were like, what?
Well, yeah.
And you made sense of some stuff that we, who have been doing the show forever, were like, oh, is that what that means? So we thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. When did you move to Milwaukee? And what made you commit to this market?
Well, I moved to Milwaukee. Let me see. We bought our house in Paddock Lake. I live in Paddock Lake. I don't live in Milwaukee. I believe it was 1992. I auditioned for Milwaukee because it was an easier commute. I didn't hardly know anything about the town. And I met Monty Davis, who was the artistic director of Chamber, founding member of Chamber Theater at the time. And he opened his arms and employed me like no one had ever employed me before and believed in me and gave me opportunities I had no business having. And the community as a whole, Next Act was quick on the heels also to embrace me, and I've been just incredibly lucky. And I love it here. It's a theater community. Chicago is a community of actors that many of them, at the time I was there, were more concerned with using theater as a stepping stone to television and film. And in Milwaukee, if you're here acting, it's because you're a theater artist. There's very little. It's getting better, but you don't come here to be a film actor.
Right.
And people hunker down here and have marriages and kids and mortgages and lives. And I quickly learned how intimate and family-like the community is here.
And this is a community of 600,000 people, 1.1 million people in the Milwaukee County area, and they have such a strong, active, beautifully cohesive acting community in this city and in this area. And as you said, people stay here, they work here, they get married here, they have kids here, they put their kids through school, and they work as actors. And I don't know how heard of that is in the community of this size.
Well, and I've came to learn through being here that so much of it had to do with the history of the theater department at UWM and Marquette and the people that were here in the beginning of the who is now in the Delaware program, but that was born here. And so many actors came here and got remarkable training, different from anywhere in the country, and then they stayed. And APT offers them, per capita, I think this area is there's more professional theater per capita here than almost anywhere in the nation, between here and Madison and APT, and
That's unbelievable.
it's unbelievable,
Yeah,
and it makes me so proud. It makes me so proud that in a city this small, they support all of these professional theaters, and they come and they put their money down, and they're loyal, and it's an amazing experience that I really kind of fell into and just wouldn't trade for the world.
Yeah.
It's like we call it the best kept secret. We want to like beat our
Right.
chest and say we're fabulous, but we don't want anyone else to come. Take our jobs.
If somebody just clicked on and they were like, oh, I know her, what do I know her from? What do you think audience favorites are for you?
Hands down.
I'm going to tell you what.
Sylvia. Hands down. It doesn't matter what else I do. Years and years, every single talk back at Next Act, somebody raises their hand and says, I still remember Sylvia. Right. And it was just this weird combination of the play was very funny, but the whole notion of a human playing a dog, it was so well written, and Jenny did a remarkable job directing it, and it was, but people just dig it, man. It's never gone away.
When and how did you transition, and what is it like to step out of the role as an actor and step into the role of a director? And did somebody say, I think you should, or were you like, I want to and I'm going to?
Well, I think anyone who's ever worked with me as an actor has said, she's trying to direct me. I don't know if she should direct me. But,
she's directing.
She's directing. What happened? But actually, Renaissance Theater Works were the first group in town to come and say, we think that you have a good sensibility for this, and would you like to, and offered me some shows, and it just didn't work out. Because in Milwaukee, they cast you a year and a half, 2 years out, and so the scheduling just never worked. But then David, I've acted in 9 shows there, and David and I just get along so well, and we have such a similar sensibility about what we like and don't like, and just enough difference to keep it,
David Cesarini.
David Cesarini, the artistic director of Next Act Theater.
Very good, thanks.
He just called me up and said, I have a wacky idea. Why don't you direct Mercy of a Storm, which was their Christmas show, which is a 2-hander that ended up being Abby Seaworth and Jim Pickering. And it was a Jeffrey Hatcher play, and we loved him. And so it was, I wasn't knocking down any doors. I wasn't saying, somebody please hire me as a director. But, and Next Act was a perfect fit because I felt really comfortable saying, I don't know what I'm doing, if I had to. Right. Or I do know what I do and leave me alone. Where I'm.
Because you're not afraid to do that.
And not with people I know.
You are.
Right. So it worked. It worked great. And I'm directing my 4th thing for them this.
Talk about your 09-10 season and what's going on with you.
Well, I'm acting for the first time. It's the first I've been asked before, but it's the first time it's worked out where I'm acting at First Stage.
Oh,
I'm doing
good.
a Christmas play. I'm doing the best Christmas pageant ever.
You are.
I am. Which is exciting because my Zoe can come and see me in a play, which doesn't give the opportunity too often.
Yeah.
And then I'm directing David Cesarini and Angela Iannone in a 2-hand. It scares everybody.
I don't feel good.
2 remarkably strong, fantastic actors in town.
Directors themselves.
Yes, directors themselves. In a play called Purgatorio, and that's at Next Act, and that's in February, March. That's a very, we call that the Murder and Mayhem slot at Next Act because that's when they always do their plays about that.
You're usually involved.
That's right. Yes. And then I'm acting again at Milwaukee Chamber Theater for the first time in a couple of years, and I'm really thrilled about that. Doing a play called The Sweetest Swing in Baseball, which is a play about an artist who, for various reasons, tries to commit suicide and ends up in a psych ward, and I don't want to give away too much of the plot, but Daryl Strawberry has a big role in the play.
Wow.
And that's me. And it's a really great piece about the value of artists and art and society and how to
that's
survive.
Being directed by?
Michael Wright.
Michael Wright.
Mm-hmm.
Good. This is Mary McDonald Kerr. Follow her this season, 2009-2010. It's always a joy. Thank you so much for clicking on to footlights.com. I'm John McGivern, and we'll see you next time, okay? Thanks.